1 year ago today, Hurricane Irma made landfall in Florida. We'll take you to the hardest hit local spots. And after a few weeks of relief, the red tide is back on area beaches where you'll want to steer clear of to avoid that smell. Plus, a discussion over redevelopment.
And a debate. We'll have that story coming up.
You're watching ABC7 News at 11.
Good evening. First tonight, continuing coverage of the potentially deadly Hurricane Florence headed toward the east coast of the United States. You're looking live where Hurricane Florence is expected to hit later this week in the Carolinas. Governors in Virginia, North Carolina, and South Carolina have all declared states of emergency over the past 2 days in anticipation of that storm. Mandatory evacuations have also been ordered for the entire South Carolina coast. 800 members of the National Guard have also been activated there. And let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan, who has the latest on the track for Hurricane Florence. Bob.
Thanks, Jacqueline. It's just come in, and the good news is that it is not strengthening anymore. It went through rapid intensification today from a Category 2 to a 4 in less than 12 hours, and now that has leveled off. More than likely, we're getting a secondary eye replacement starting to develop. The good news is that it is not strengthening anymore. The bad news is when it goes through this replacement, it actually spreads its wind field out more from the center, indicating a more dangerous hurricane. As well-defined eye, it's not going to drop below major category status at this point, and it is active tonight. We have 4 separate systems. The National Hurricane Center not too concerned with that one anymore over the northeastern portion of the Atlantic. Winds remain at 140 miles an hour, and some slight fluctuation of wind speed can be expected. The gusts are up to 165, and the pressure's actually come up a little bit since the last advisory at 5 p.m. this evening. Now, as far as the forecast path and track, nothing really has changed over the next couple of days, but there is a slight adjustment as we move into day 4 and 5. In fact, right there, Wednesday could get up to Category 5 status. Conditions are favorable for the next 3 days for this to strengthen or stay the same, and it looks like it will make landfall if it follows this path as a major Category 4 hurricane. You can see it will sit around for a couple of days as well, right there over parts of the Carolina coast, and there's a slight nudging to the right of where it was as far as the last cone of uncertainty goes. So folks to the north in Virginia also has to be very concerned about this system. It's expected to generate a lot of rainfall. In fact, that'll be the biggest deal, I think, with it so far. On top of that, a life-threatening storm surge. Get a look at the rainfall estimates by the European forecast model. Some areas could see plus 20 inches of rain, some models suggesting up to 3 feet, and that's well inland away from the coast. So, well, much more on Florence, and take a look at several other systems as well, with the Isaac well to the south of us. Still could be a Category 1 hurricane as it approaches the islands. Details on all that coming up in a few minutes. Jacqueline?
All right, Bob, thank you. Well, it's been exactly 1 year since Hurricane Irma barreled through Florida. This time last year, thousands of Floridians packed their bags and headed north on I-75, only to be met with traffic jams and fuel shortages. Water was cleared off of shelves, and plywood and generators were hard to come by. Sarasota and Manatee County shelters were packed with evacuees, and then on September 10th, the storm made landfall near Marco Island and then headed north through the center of the state, causing trees and power lines to fall across the Suncoast.
First time ever we evacuated Manatee Memorial. First time ever we opened 25 shelters. We've maybe opened most 6 at any given time. First time ever that we had that amount of power outage for that amount of time.
The storm left hundreds of thousands of people without power for days, some without power for weeks, and piles of debris sat on the street for months. Meanwhile, Mote Marine Lab releasing new information today about their facility 1 year after Irma. According to their social media page, their Summerland facility, the Elizabeth Moore International Center for Coral Reef Research, has been rebuilt. Their land-based nursery size has more than doubled, and the outdoor ocean acidification lab has also doubled in size. And in the city of Venice, the conversation of hurricane shelters or lack thereof has come up once again. The Venice Community Center was upgraded back in 2006 with stronger windows to withstand hurricane force winds. The center also has its own generators. But Sarasota County said the building is still on an island, and if the storm surge exceeds 18 feet, the entire island of Venice would be underwater, including the community center. So instead, leaders came up with a transportation plan. Residents will meet at designated rally points and then be taken by bus to shelters across the county.
But one of the shortcomings to transporting people to shelters with county buses is once winds hit, and I believe it's 35 miles an hour, they pull the buses off the road.
However, the county is actively looking for other options for hurricane shelters that could withstand a Category 5 hurricane and be on higher ground, like the future Sarasota Memorial Hospital that is supposed to be built next year. Most areas in Sarasota County are prone to at least some amount of flooding from rainwater or coastal flooding. Sarasota County government is hosting several flood zone workshops in the coming weeks so property owners can know their flood risks. The first one will be this Wednesday in the Elsie Quirk Library in Inglewood. Now, to help you prepare for hurricane season, head over to our website, mysuncoast.com. Click underneath the weather tab and you'll find a link to our 1-hour hurricane special, Surviving the Storm, and a printable 2018 hurricane guide. In other news here on the Suncoast, the controversy over redeveloping the Lido Beach Pavilion continues to heat up. Many residents voicing their opposition to the plans, saying they now have a new reason why it shouldn't happen. ABC7's Rick Adams joins us live from Lido Beach with the latest on this story. Rick?
Yeah, Jacqueline, this is certainly a hot topic of conversation. Folks around here want to put a stop to these plans. These are the signs spotted all over Lido Key, including at the beach. A petition has been signed by more than 3,200 people to keep the Lido Pavilion from being redeveloped into a destination bar and restaurant.
They're changing a residential area into a party town commercial area. And most of the people that bought here bought because it was residential, and they don't want to see it change.
The biggest concerns for residents are traffic, noise, and safety. Now folks have another concern. David Riedlinger is a Lido Key resident who is also a commercial contractor. He tells us there are compliance issues with FEMA if the city of Sarasota were to move ahead with their current redevelopment plans of the property. Riedlinger says the more than $4 million in improvements far exceeds FEMA's 50% of current value cap on coastal building improvements. Currently, the pavilion building is appraised at $437,000, meaning improvements to the pavilion building can't total more than around $219,000.
You don't submit a set of site plans to be approved that are not FEMA compliant. The time to get those in compliance is at the time before you get them approved.
The city of Sarasota says when a building permit is reviewed, FEMA compliance is always required. The city also says the $4.25 to $5.25 million improvements figure mentioned by the Save Lido Pavilion group has not been proposed for any building permit within the subject area. Former Sarasota City Commissioner Susan Chapman used to be a hearing officer enforcing FEMA regulations. She tells us the site plans currently don't comply with FEMA regulations.
And I think the city should follow the rules. If they say, well, in the future we're going to follow the FEMA rules, but right now we're not going to, why not?
People opposed to these redevelopment plans are okay with the original plan of fixing up the pavilion and pool area with the $1.25 million collected from the penny sales tax. Riedlinger tells us a FEMA official will be taking a closer look at the situation in the near future. And the Sarasota Planning Commission will hold a public meeting on this Wednesday night at 6 o'clock at City Hall. Reporting live from Lido Beach this evening, I'm Rick Adams. Jacqueline, back to you.
All right, Rick, thank you. Well, it looks as if the red tide is back after a week of relief. This video was sent to us by one of our ABC7 viewers showing conditions of red tide on Turtle Beach on Siesta Key. You can see the brown water, some dead fish washing up on the shore there. Today, there were reports of dead fish spotted all the way up to Pinellas County beaches. Meanwhile, test results confirm that many of the dead dolphins recovered last month on the Suncoast did die from red tide exposure. Mote Marine Lab says 16 dead dolphins were found in Sarasota and Manatee County waters during a 2-week span in August. Some of the carcasses recovered were highly decomposed, so it was difficult to get tissue samples. Mote says it performed necropsies on those dolphins and then sent 10 tissue samples to an outside lab for a detailed analysis. Mote tells us almost all of those mammals recovered had stomachs full of fish, indicating that the dolphins were exposed to red tide through their food.
It does take a while for that toxin to bioaccumulate up the food chain and reach the dolphins, which is why you might see kind of dolphins being affected a little bit later than sea turtles or manatees.
Mote Marine says the tissues were then sent to a lab that processes red tide samples from throughout the state. That lab is currently receiving lots of tests, which is why it took several weeks to get those test results back. New at 11, a shooting investigation at a local church over the weekend. Sarasota County Sheriff's deputies responding to a fight where shots were fired at a large party at St. Wilfrid Episcopal Church off of Wilkinson Road on Saturday night. One victim was treated for gunshot wounds to the leg. The suspect, Joaquin Vasquez Sosa, and the victim know each other. Vasquez Sosa is wanted for aggravated assault with a firearm and aggravated battery with a firearm. If you have any details on his whereabouts, you're being asked to contact the Sarasota County Sheriff's Office or Crime Stoppers. The funeral for 2-year-old Jordan Bellevue will be this Saturday in Clearwater. His mom charged with first-degree murder, aggravated child abuse, and lying to the police after a 2-day-long Amber Alert led law enforcement right back to her once Jordan's body was found in the woods. A viewing is planned for Friday night at Carnegie Dallas Funeral Home in Clearwater. The Sheriff's Office and Suncoast Technical College are partnering up to offer self-defense classes this fall. Women can sign up for 3 sessions at a time. They will be 3 hours long and cost $10 to attend. The first sessions are October 3rd, 10th, and 17th. For more information on how to sign up, you can visit our website at mysuncoast.com. Well, stay with us. Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan will be back with your first alert forecast. Plus, we have continuing coverage of the storm preparations on the East Coast ahead of Hurricane Florence and local tributes to lives lost on September 11th.
Everyone's buzzing about Suncoast View, live at 9 on ABC7.
I like watching the Suncoast View.
I like the Suncoast View.
The cooking segments, I love the recipes. The theater segments are terrific.
Join Stephanie Roberts, Linda Carson, and Joey Panic on Suncoast View for hot topics, everyday issues, celebrities, food, fashion, fitness, and everything in between. Nothing is off limits.
They're just fun.
For smart, fun talk in the morning, watch Suncoast View, live at 9. Weekdays on ABC7.
Reorganizing a space in your home? Save up to 15% on our premium finishes during the California Closets Autumn Upgrade event. Contact us today for a free design consultation. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
Picking out a new ceiling fan? That's a do-it-yourself. Installing your new ceiling fan?
No.
That's a don't do-it-yourself. For ceiling fans, rewires, or anything electrical, play it safe. And call on the trained electricians from your locally owned Mr. Sparky. It's no accident that so many of our customers are repeat customers. Trust Mr. Sparky for all your electrical repairs.
Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Sarasota Oxygen and CPAP is the largest locally owned CPAP supply company in the area. Is it time to replace your old equipment? The staff at Sarasota Oxygen and CPAP can show you the most up-to-date CPAP equipment and supplies to meet your sleep apnea needs, including portable travel devices and the SoClean automatic CPAP sanitizer. We serve all of Southwest Florida, giving the highest quality of care with the finest CPAP equipment. Please visit our website, sarasotacpap.com.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Gail's got it.
Gettle's got what you're looking for at Gettle.com. 17 new car brands, over 1,000 used vehicles, prices and payments you can afford. Credit help if you need it, and they pay cash for your old car. Plus, Gettle Pre-Owned Certified Plus means buying with peace of mind. Need service? Gettle's got that too. Gettle's got it. Visit Gettle.com.
Reorganizing a space in your home? Save up to 15% on our premium finishes during the California Closets Autumn Upgrade event. Contact us today for a free design consultation. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
Bob, 1 year ago we were dealing with Hurricane Irma. Right now it seems to be the ongoing issues from red tide, whether it's gone or here.
It's a different story, but
Right.
it's having an impact on a lot of people here along the Sun Coast. And the red tide hasn't gone away. We talked about that last week. It was still there. What we were seeing is east wind, which blows the harmful impacts of red tide away from the beachgoers and people on the beaches. So it seems okay, but you get that west wind. We saw it today, and that wind should switch back around a little bit more to the north, maybe northeast tomorrow. And then all bets are off because things can change as a result of Florence. Speaking of Florence and the tropics, last year at this time, Irma was heading northbound out of our area, but it left behind a trail of destruction, which could have been a lot worse. But this is the peak of hurricane season, and this satellite imagery shows the peak. It shows 5 different systems at one point earlier, but now the one over the northeastern portion of the Atlantic, the Hurricane Center, not too concerned about that. But we have Helene, we have Isaac, we have Florence, and then a little bit of a disturbance here in the northwest Caribbean, but it looks like that is heading off to the northwest quickly now. If you didn't see the top of the newscast, this is Florence. It's not gained much strength since the 5 o'clock advisory. Still at 140-mile-an-hour winds, and that is a major hurricane, Category 4. We're starting to see a little bit of a problem on the southeast side, as you can see right there, but it could be going through a secondary eye wall replacement cycle as well. And when it does that, the wind field expands and causes for a bigger hurricane. Right now, the pressure's come up a little bit, 944 millibars. Top winds at 140, gusts up to 165. It has a chance of becoming a Category 5, and that'll happen more so tomorrow afternoon when winds get up to, or Wednesday, I should say, get up to 155 miles an hour. So just 1 more mile an hour sustained wind, and that would be a Category 5 right there. And as we approach the coast, it will be a major hurricane as it makes its way toward, looks like the Carolina coast right now. It has been shifted a little bit further off to the right or the east. However, you'll notice after day 3, there's a chance it could still be out here. It's not necessarily in this cone. And this is not where the damage is going to be. It's going to be a lot of places as a result of the heavy rainfall. On top of that, a storm surge, we're talking 15 feet high, and rainfall in excess of 20 inches in some places. So this is going to be a devastating storm. Have a lot of different aspects as far as storm surge, wind, and then the heavy rainfall. And this is the GFS model. And notice the GFS just kind of hangs on the outer banks of North Carolina. This is Saturday now. And then even into Sunday, it's still hanging out there, dropping to the southwest. And then Monday, it makes landfall again. And then on Tuesday, it's still around. So if that's the case, you're talking catastrophic flooding and dangerous conditions. Now, this is the European model. This model takes it in to North Carolina and weakens it considerably as it makes its way into North Carolina, but still it stays there through Friday, Saturday, and then eventually by Sunday it starts to depart and head off to the northwest. So 2 different scenarios there. We have to watch how they play out. Either one is going to cause devastation and destruction through that area. Now, this is Isaac. Now, this is a storm that's going to be not all that strong because of the shear effect that we're expecting as it makes its way into the Caribbean. And some of the models are all over the place. This particular group takes it west. This one takes it to the north, while this one even misses Puerto Rico and takes it off into the open waters of the Atlantic. For us, we don't have to worry too much about that right now. We'll keep an eye on it for you. This disturbance in the northwest Caribbean is expected to head off toward the northwest. But the one way out here in the Atlantic is good news. Helene is going to stay out there in the open waters of the Atlantic. Well, the satellite imagery and radar pictures showing basically some showers around earlier, still lingering to the north and east of us. But as I said, we're going to get a chance for a few showers tomorrow. The rain chance is not all that high. And it looks as though we will see scattered showers and storms moving on into the late afternoon. 82 degrees right now. It's warm out there. The heat index at 89. For boaters tomorrow, winds will be rather light. Winds will be out of the south, the east, switching to the northwest with that sea breeze developing. later on in the afternoon. So our rain chances at 20% tomorrow. They bump up on Wednesday and Thursday, and then Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at 30% for scattered storms, but subject to change depending upon future movement of Florence. Jacqueline?
All right, Bob, thank you. Hurricane Florence continues to gain in strength as the latest models have this massive storm hitting the coast of the Carolinas Thursday night as a Category 4. And if they hold true, it would be the largest storm to hit that area since 1954. States of emergency have been declared in North and South Carolina, Virginia, and Maryland as the officials warn everyone to prepare for the worst. ABC's Maggie Ruley has the latest.
The gas lines are getting long.
You can see people lined up at the gas station there.
And the highways are backed up for miles as more than 1 million people are under mandatory evacuation orders ahead of Hurricane Florence.
This storm is strong, and it's getting stronger.
NASA shows the massive storm from above. Its eye, now well-defined, swirling across the Atlantic, picking up speed and gaining strength as it takes aim at the southeast. It's already a Category 4 with sustained wind speeds topping 140 miles per hour.
North Carolina is taking Hurricane Florence seriously, and you should too. Get ready now.
At the store, there's a run on flashlights, gas cans, and water. Even the life vests are gone.
This one looks a little uglier than other ones. Rather be safe than sorry.
In South Carolina, more than 1 million people from 8 counties are being forced to leave starting at noon on Tuesday.
It's going to be inconvenient, but we do not want to risk one South Carolina life in this hurricane.
In Virginia, the Navy is sending 2 aircraft carriers out to sea, hoping to ride out the storm. Maggie Ruley, ABC News, New York.
Well, here at home, drama between Sarasota County School Board members continue to heat up. Over the weekend, members clashed on social media, dissing each other about text messages, bathroom breaks, and alleged attacks on families. Longtime school board member Caroline Zucker even blocking fellow member Eric Robinson and his wife. The tweet firestorm stems from an incident where a Zucker supporter tweeted an attack at Robinson after he stepped out of a meeting to answer a text message from his daughter. Robinson claims Zucker allegedly liked that tweet. The two went back and forth on social media, slamming each other for their actions. Robinson now claims Zucker's action to block him on social media could be a violation of Florida sunshine laws. A special event taking place today on the campus of USF Sarasota Manatee. Students, staff, faculty, and the community came out this afternoon to place 2,977 American flags in the courtyard area of the campus. Each flag is for the lives lost during the terrorist attacks on September 11, 2001. School officials say this is the first year USF Sarasota Manatee is commemorating 9/11 in this way.
With every flag that we stick in the ground, I hope people take a minute to just pause and reflect on the fact that represents a life that was lost too soon because of just a terrible tragedy.
College campuses especially give an area for students to come together, people to come together, different cultures, and I think this is one of those things that just brings people together and unifies them under a single flag and a single cause, and I think that's amazing.
The 9/11 remembrance continues tomorrow on the USF Sarasota Manatee campus with a special event featuring guest speakers and a choir. That gets underway in the courtyard area of the campus tomorrow morning at 8:20. And there are also other events across the Suncoast to honor those who lost their lives on 9/11. Northport Police hosting a Patriots Day ceremony from 8:30 to 9:30 in the morning at City Hall. The Manatee County Fire Chiefs Association will host a memorial service to honor local emergency workers at 8:30 at the Bradenton Riverwalk. The City of Venice will remember the victims and fallen heroes of 9/11 at Patriots Park from 10 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. And the Sarasota County Fire Department and Sheriff's Office will hold a remembrance ceremony at Fire Station number 17 at 10 a.m. Sports is next, but first, here's what's coming up on Jimmy Kimmel.
Tonight, Kimmel's all new. All right. With the easygoing Sean Penn. You just kind of go with it. From ABC's Single Parents, Taram Killam drops by. Who's house? And see why Jimmy gifts this family a new car. Emmy-nominated Kimmel, new tonight on ABC.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
If you think it's hot outside, just wait until you see even hotter savings inside. Only at Rugs As Art Hot Summer Savings Sale event will you find the lowest prices on a vast selection of stunning rugs, furniture accents, and accessories. This special event only happens once a year, so hurry in before the best selections are gone. The Hot Summer Savings event ends soon, so don't miss out on the best prices ever. Rugs As Art, Sarasota's only area rug superstore.
Did you know you could get life insurance for less than 32 cents a day? With guaranteed acceptance whole life insurance through TrueStage, you can get up to $25,000 in protection with a single phone call. TrueStage can help free your family from immediate financial stress when you're gone.
Utility bills, mortgages, car payments, those are a lot of things that can add up pretty fast.
And even if you're on a fixed income, prices fit your budget, starting at less than 32 cents a day. Plus, your price will never increase and your benefit will never decrease. And with no medical tests or health questions, you cannot be turned down for any reason. Call 1-800-842-7189. Now, for a free, no-obligation quote, TrueStage offers plans to fit your budget. Help protect your family from immediate financial burdens after you're gone with guaranteed acceptance whole life insurance through TrueStage. Call 1-800-842-7189 now.
How do you open tough jar lids? Do you try this one? Or this one? Or how about this one?
Honey?
This is the future. Shouldn't there be a robot for this by now? There is. Introducing RoboTwist, the robotic jar opener that easily twists off even the toughest lids. Just set it down, press the button, and watch it work. First, the RoboStrong vise locks down tight. Then the powerful twisting action unscrews the lid. RoboTwist is yours for the special introductory price of just $19.99. That's right, the robotic jar opener that easily twists off even the toughest lids, all for just $19.99. Whether the jar is big or small, RoboTwist can open them all. Supplies are limited, so don't delay. Here's how to get yours today.
Call 1-800-347-1073. That's 1-800-347-1073. Or order online at buyrobotwist.com.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
Now, sports.
The Rays going for their 12th straight win tonight at home against the Cleveland Indians and barely reaching that goal, beating the Indians by only 1 run. They'll go head-to-head again tomorrow night. Now, if you're not a Knowles fan, you may have missed this tribute to Burt Reynolds on Saturday, the late actor's alma mater honoring him at halftime, spelling out his name across the football field. Reynolds attended FSU on a football scholarship in 1956. Brad Keselowski getting Team Penske to the winner's circle at Indianapolis Motor Speedway for the second time since Memorial Day weekend. Keselowski overtook Denny Hamlin on the next-to-last lap and won the Brickyard 400, NASCAR's last regular season race before the Monster Energy Cup playoffs. Keselowski's victory comes 3.5 months after Penske driver Will Power won the Indianapolis 500. Penske joins Chip Ganassi as the only owners to win the Indy double in the same season. Eric Jones was second, followed by Hamlin, Kevin Harvick, and Clint Bauer. Let's look at sports. We'll have tonight's winning lotto numbers when we come back.
Reorganizing a space in your home? Save up to 15% on our premium finishes during the California Closets Autumn Upgrade event. Contact us today for a free design consultation. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
I was always worried and scared. Mom was in pain. She wasn't going to get any better, and all the trips to the ER were painful for all of us. Then we called Tidewell Hospice, and everything changed. Now she has care in our home when she needs it, surrounded by family. We know we don't have much time left with Mom, but we decided to make the best out of that time. Tidewell Hospice, it's more than you think.
Picking out a new ceiling fan? That's a do-it-yourself. Installing your new ceiling fan?
No.
That's a don't do-it-yourself. For ceiling fans, rewires, or anything electrical, play it safe. And call on the trained electricians from your locally owned Mr. Sparky. It's no accident that so many of our customers are repeat customers. Trust Mr. Sparky for all your electrical repairs.
Call 888-8-SPARKY.
All hands on deck. What's up? I want to point out 3 tips for using the home computer more safely. Point away.
First, stop. Make sure your software is up to date and that you've password protected your computer's login and Wi-Fi connection.
Next, think before visiting a site, opening attachments, or clicking on links.
Then connect, knowing you're helping make the web safer for you
and for everyone. Make Stop, Think, Connect part of your daily online routine.
Reorganizing a space in your home? Save up to 15% on our premium finishes during the California Closets Autumn Upgrade event. Contact us today for a free design consultation. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
The Florida Lottery winning numbers are sponsored by Frontier Fios.
Well, it's a good day to be a dog owner. This morning, the city of Sarasota opening its new Canine Club at Gillespie Park, just north of 10th Street. The Canine Club has 2 separate fenced areas, one for big dogs and one for little dogs. The dog park also has doggy drinking fountains, newly planted trees, landscaping, and plenty of shaded areas. This is the second dog park in the city limits. The other one is located at Arlington Park. I actually got a chance to drive by there earlier this weekend, and I was impressed because it used to kind of just be a big lot there.
Now there's something that the dogs can use, and the pet owners are happy too because they get a chance to get out there and relax a little bit. Just remember to clean up after yourselves, right?
Very important.
We are looking at some pretty good weather tonight. Different story for the Carolinas. Boy, they're looking for a major hurricane to make landfall there. Timing looks to be Thursday midday, maybe Thursday night. If it were to make landfall, the GFS keeps it off the coast.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Bob. And thanks for joining us tonight. We'll see you right back here tomorrow evening. Have a good